this week's episode of MusicTech Plus. I'm Alex Bubin, and this is everything that mattered to me in music and technology news this week. First thing I'd like to tell you guys about is some music that I've been listening to this week. First thing I'd like you guys to go download or buy or whatever is Bass Nectar's Time Lapse. I've been listening to this record for about a week and a half or so, and it's pretty awesome. If you like dubstep remixes and things like that, you really like Bass Nectar. Time Lapse has a whole bunch of remixes of their most famous song that I think is Basshead, and the remixes are just fantastic. So go check that out when you get a chance. Next thing is that Red Hot Chili Peppers recently released a single titled The Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie. Even though it's a really strange title, it's a very awesome song. Really, they haven't changed a whole lot in the last 20 years or something like that, and it's a really great single from their new album titled I'm With You, coming out August 26th. So can't wait for that, can't wait for more Red Hot Chili Peppers, and go check that single out when you get a chance. First up, we have music news. Probably one of the biggest stories this week was Amy Winehouse, 27-year-old pop sensation, died of what most believe to be a drug overdose. She was found in her London apartment about 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and nobody's really sure what happened or anything like that, but most people are speculating drug abuse because she's had a problem with addiction over the last few years. So I'll throw in an update next week when we have more information about her death. This next bit of news is coming straight to us from Lil Wayne and his I Am Music tour. Lil Wayne recently put an alcohol ban on his tour, banning alcohol from backstage and on his tour bus. This makes a whole lot of sense because Lil Wayne is on probation for the next 3 years and can't consume alcohol or smoke anything. So I'd say he's taken a step in the correct direction on banning alcohol from his backstage area and from his tour bus. So good on you, Lil Wayne. Oh, and he's reportedly stopped the cough syrup thing, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, but apparently he stopped. Next up, we have tech news. The first thing I'd like to mention is a new device coming from IK Multimedia called the iRig. Basically, it allows you to use MIDI samples and things like that in any sort of music program on your iPhone. It has an in port, an out port, and a through port, and it connects directly with the 30-pin connector on your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. Next thing I'd like to talk about is that Apple has reportedly been putting in bids to acquire Hulu, Disney's very popular movie and television show watching website. Apple, having currently about $80 billion in cold hard cash right now, shouldn't take too much of a dent out of that buying Hulu. But the Disney company has been on sale for quite a while now, and there haven't been any serious bids, so hopefully Apple will be one of the first people to put in a serious, good, solid bid that Disney might take, because Hulu would be a really great addition to Apple, and Apple could do a whole lot with their iTunes store with it and offer more TV shows than ever before and offer a whole new way of watching television shows and movies. So really hoping that happens, and keep your fingers crossed. Next up is some reports of a leaked picture of what might possibly be the next generation iPod Touch, and as you can see, it's white. So that was really surprising to a lot of people, but also people have discovered in the new iOS 5 beta 4, I believe, that there's going to be an option for iPod Touches to use cellular connectivity, or 3G. So that would be really awesome, and as I've said before, it really makes sense because in order for iCloud to work properly on an iPod Touch, you would need to have a 3G connection and a 3G data plan from either Verizon or AT&T or whatever other carriers Apple has. So that's good news. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Mac OS X Lion. Apple released this early on Wednesday morning, and within the first 24 hours, it had 1 million downloads, which is the fastest any OS has ever been sold in the history of operating systems. So that's really awesome. I'm currently downloading OS X Lion right now, and I'm probably going to make a review of it and post it up on this channel in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. Alright, that's it for tech news. Now for this week's video of the week. This week's video of the week is titled Future House by Those Aren't Muskets. That's the name of the channel, Those Aren't Muskets. It's a really funny video where this young couple goes to look at a house, and it turns out that the house is from the future or something like that. It's got an onboard computer and like a hollow room and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome, and it's really funny to watch the guy's reaction versus his wife's reaction, and it's just really funny. You can check out the annotation right here, and you can go check that out. Thank you for watching this week's episode of MusicTech Plus. Check for a new video next week, and you can subscribe to me on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+, and all those links are here or in the description. So check those out, and I'll see you next week. Peace. Man, I love Coke.